Hey Taurus, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for July 5th, 2025. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. At the heart of your reading, we have the Lovers. So I think this is going to shape up to be a relationship reading for you. Although it could just be a commitment to something that you feel very genuinely positively about. This also could be a big wish fulfillment for you. So very exciting start to the reading with the star at the bottom of the deck, Lovers as the main topic. It looks like we're talking about a new relationship that's already in your life. Challenge being the Three of Wands in reverse. You need to stop waiting around for something to come to you. So some of you might be waiting to see if an ex wants to reconnect and leaving yourself emotionally open to some past connection. You might need to tie up loose ends or cut cords in that way in order to fully commit to your current partner. Others of you, this is just about a specific plan of action that you have that is sort of like, it feels nebulous, like it's not quite taking shape, and you keep yourself in an expectant state, believing that it's going to materialize somehow, when either it's going to take a lot longer than you thought. So you shouldn't, like, let's say, let's put it in a literal sense, like you booked a cruise, and this is the sort of cruise that notifies you a week before when it's going to happen. It doesn't exist, but for the sake of expressing how this energy is feeling to me, let's say this is a real thing, and you've paid for the cruise, but you have to sort of wait to get notified of when you're supposed to be there to board the ship. That's all well and good if you have something like that going on in your life. But what's not okay, or what could be improved upon, what Spirit is saying, is that it feels like you're already down at the dock waiting to board the ship, even though you haven't gotten the notice that the cruise is boarding today. Does that make sense? You're in this sort of like, okay, let's go, I'm ready to start. Where I think Spirit is suggesting a more laid back approach. Focus on other things. Don't be so present and immediately expecting to move forward with whatever this thing is in your situation. Show me what Taurus is focused on. What? The Seven of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Some sort of sneaky energy here. This could be you wanting to keep a secret with the Seven of Swords. If you're keeping a secret from your partner about not accepting an offer, keeping an offer on the back burner from an ex-partner or someone that you see as a potential future partner, and you want to leave that opportunity on the table without telling your new partner, I could see that as a potential message here. If this is expressing through your partner, then you're suspicious of their behavior, and you either think that they are withholding an offer from you because of some secret that they're keeping, or there's some other offer that they're declining and they're not telling you about it. So maybe you think that they have someone else in the wings that they're keeping a secret from you. Excuse me. Show me what led up to this in the recent past. A very exciting time. This could be your energy when you were single or dating. The Knight of Wands is, the Knight of Wands is someone who is led by their passions. They act on what excites them. They love to have fun. They're the life of the party. But they can be a bit self-centered, overly focused on what they want compared to other people that they care about. And it's important to put yourself first because, I won't get into that. This can go to the extreme of putting oneself or one's needs above other people's and demonstrate an unwillingness to compromise. It's a very single person sort of attitude. And it doesn't really, that energy doesn't live well within the constraints of a relationship. But I think for most of you, we're just talking about the fun times of getting to know someone, falling in love. It's very fresh and new and exciting. From your higher self perspective, one of the best things to come out of this season in your life is the Tower in reverse, some sort of lessening of a potential disaster so that it doesn't impact you as severely as it would have had you not chosen this path. There are other potential timelines that you're avoiding by choosing what you're doing now, this timeline, this life path. And had you not gone in this direction, some sort of major shakeup or devastation even might have occurred in a way that's, more severe, more serious, more difficult to overcome. I don't think this is an avoidance of that shakeup altogether. I think this is something that would have occurred no matter what. But because of the choices you've made, it's going to be easier for you to move through whatever challenges you're facing with this Tower energy. Show me what comes up in the near future. King of Pentacles. Strength at the bottom of the deck. We might be talking about another Taurus or a Leo, perhaps. Fixed earth energy. Someone who's very financially set up, very stable, a responsible person. Honorable. I'm getting that. This could mean an upturn in your own financial status. It could mean the person that you're connecting with in this relationship is going to, I was going to say is going to reveal themselves as wealthy. That's a silly way of saying it. I think as you get to know them better, you might learn more about their financial status and that they save for the future. They have a very healthy retirement account. Maybe they have like multiple properties and it's not something that was relevant to discuss earlier on in your relationship, and you're like, oh, okay, so you have money. Show me the surprise. What's going to affect the situation that Taurus doesn't see coming? Page of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of interest where you expect there to be interest. A lack of curiosity where you think someone is very keen to explore. This could be any number of things. This could be a side of your new person's personality where like, you think, oh, I really thought that you loved exploring new restaurants. And they're like, well, you know, I was doing that early on in our relationship. It was fun for a couple of times, but really I prefer to cook at home. It could be that sort of a thing. Or, oh my gosh, my voice, you guys, I'm sorry. Or it could be more like you expect someone to be curious and intrigued by other women or other potential partners, and you're going to discover that they're absolutely not. So maybe you have some pseudo evidence that's giving you the hint that there's someone who's like, oh, I wonder what's going on with that lady, or I wonder if that guy over there, like whatever their orientation, that they have this sort of attitude of being openly interested or concealing their interest, whatever the case may be. I think it's possible that you have this suspicion and you'll be surprised to learn that whatever was giving you that impression has a much more innocent explanation. Your hopes and fears, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. You might be worried about your own behavior, that you're going to have this desire to go back to someone from the past, or move back to a town that you're more familiar with. There's some sort of like, I hope I don't fall into that old habit of like, every so often I just feel like I have to go back. Every so often I feel like I want to touch bases with my ex. Every so often I feel like this new city that I'm living in is too uncomfortable. I need to get back to familiar territory, move back to my hometown. If that's a pattern for you, then you're concerned that you're going to want to leave this relationship because of a pattern of desire that you're not sure if that's going to crop up for you again. Could also be you're concerned about an ex of yours returning, or an ex of your partner's returning into the scene, the scenario somehow. Show me the end result. I'm taking a break, making an important decision, judgment at the bottom of the deck. With the Four of Swords, this tells me that for some reason you're going to need to withdraw, have some alone time, rest and recharge, perhaps heal in some way. It doesn't tell me much about why, so let me pull a clarifier and see if there's any additional message. Interesting. So we have the King of Swords to clarify. You might need to reflect on some advice or some new information that's come to light to make an important decision. You might start to feel really serious about this new person, and before you really sort of commit to it and lock in, you might want to take a step back and mull it over, meditate, really consider what you're getting into and whether it's what you want. Because we have Judgment, though, at the bottom of the deck, I do want to say this is all sort of pointing to a potential wonderful, new, committed, healthy, reciprocal relationship. Something that's real and right in front of you now. Versus leaving the door open for something from the past to reconnect. I think that is the case for most of you, although as I'm looking over the reading, I can reinterpret this as perhaps you're not face to face with someone new who is a potential partner for you. The Lovers might represent the concept of a relationship. And so you're like waiting around for someone who you think is going to be this, but they leave you waiting, and you're constantly like, are they going to be there? Are they not going to be there? Your advice is the Magician in reverse. If there's something that you're thinking about doing, but you think it might be inappropriate or selfish, breaking the rules somehow, if it's just a matter of not being sure if that would be a good thing to do, like, would that reflect on you being a good person sort of energy, then this is saying go ahead and do it. You'd be better off doing the thing. Some of you are thinking about spell work. If this is about exercising some sort of manifestation or pulling some strings in order to get clarity, I would say do it. If you're thinking about casting a love spell or hiring someone to do that for you, trying to manipulate the energies to get this person to commit, if you think that they are non-committal, or this is a situationship, or it's someone from your past and they're with someone else. Some of you are considering some sort of spell work or magical efforts in order to get this person's attention directed toward you. I would advise against that based on the Magician in reverse. It could say, this is not going to have the sort of effect that you're intending. And it would be like a lesson learned in terms of, that metaphor of like, sometimes a little kid has to touch the stove in order to really believe that it's hot and it can hurt them. So your spirit support team might be saying, if you're going to do the thing, it's going to hurt, but at least you'll learn the lesson. So be careful with magical efforts is where I will leave it. And when in doubt, don't try to impede on anyone else's free will. That's where you can really get into a sticky wicket, magically speaking. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helped. Have a good day, and I'll see you back tomorrow.